Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Chris here. Today I'm going to be showing you how we're going to be looking at starting out a new garden bed from scratch. So we're going to be doing these garden beds straight directly onto the soil. So in this video I'm going to be doing a bit of a step through guide on how to get started and what materials you're going to need. So if you haven't already noticed, we have done a bit of an upsize from my previous garden in Newcastle. We're on 300 square metres. We've now expanded to 16 acres. So our new page, we've got Simple Life on 16 acres. So one of the first things you're going to want to look at doing is working out your site location, working out your bearings, your north, south, east and west, working out where the sun comes in, whether you've got any shade that's going to be shading your area, any type of slope of the land. You want to work out all your geography of basically where you're going to be growing to be maximising your best sunlight coming through. The first step that we need to look at doing is smothering the weeds and your grass. So we've chosen picking up some cardboard. We've had a lot of cardboard from moving, so we've laid out our mapped area here. We've got 2 garden beds that we've got, which is 7 metres long. We've removed all the plastic first just to avoid having to deal with that at a later date. So now that we've laid down the cardboard, we're going to look at laying down the next 2 materials here. So what I've got here is just some basic grass clippings, and then I've got some dried grass here as well, which we're going to be looking at doing just like a composting method, exactly how you do your lasagna method underneath. We're going to look at doing that down first before we put down the soil. So I'm just going to start to lay down the grass, the dried grass material first, and then I'm going to be looking at putting the grass clippings on top to sort of, look at creating that compost material first. We're going to be looking at putting the dried grass down probably at least 20 centimetres thick, and then just a light layering of the green grass material as well. Let's look at putting some of the green grass down here now and doing the same technique, just layering it across the top, evenly spreading it out. So that's the grass material down there now. So we've completed step 1, which was picking the site location. We've put down step number 2, which was the dried material. And now we've put down the green material, step number 3. So these materials are very easily accessible. They're cheap and affordable, which is exactly what we wanted. We didn't want to put a lot of money into this, hence why we've gone into growing into the ground rather than doing a raised bed system. So one of the next steps we're going to look at doing is adding in some fertiliser. So I've got some pelletised chicken manure here. I've got some Rooster Booster, Dynamic Lifter. There's loads of different other brands out there on the market that you can look at getting. So the idea is just basically this is to activate all the activity and the microbial activity and to really kick-start this breakdown process. Really important, guys, when you're looking at growing vegetables, that you need to be looking at getting the highest quality grade soil mix that you can get. Don't skimp out on the stuff. We've bought some of the Wingham Gold here from Manning Valley Landscapes. It's got they make it on site. It's got a really good mix of blend of mushroom compost, worm castings, cow manure, and all other bits of material. And as you can see here, it's broken down beautifully. It's nice and warm, smells good, and I think the veggies are just going to absolutely pop out of the ground. So that is a wrap. That is the final process here now of completing our 2 first garden beds that we're going to be looking at growing into. So I'm just putting down a little bit more pelletised chicken manure. I did put some down when I laid down those layers of the dried grass and the lawn clippings, but I'm just going to be looking at putting some more, a light handful straight over the top and rake all that in, just so they can start to feed the seedlings. So a few hours ago I started soaking the seedlings that we picked up from the nursery. I'm going to be using a bit of Charlie Carp. I'm not sponsored or paid by them at all in any way. I'm just giving them a go. I've never actually used the product before. So yeah, good idea. A couple of hours before you're looking at planting, put them into a shallow tray of water as I've got here. Dilute the water down. It doesn't have to be too strong. This is going to help with the transplant shocking. So we're just laying out our seedlings at the moment. So we've got a nice bundled pack here from Wingham Nursery. They do these nice little bundled packs here of veggies, all wrapped up in newspaper and all damped down. So we've got a pack of corn here, roughly about 25 seedlings. So we're spacing them about that sort of 30 centimetres apart. Next in line, we're going to be looking at doing some golden zucchinis, and then we've got some yellow button squash. Then I'm going to be looking at doing a row of tomatoes. Here we've got a couple of different varieties, like we've got some beefsteak, some black Russian and some Romas. And then we're going to be doing a row of beans right here in front as well. Our idea is we get the hot western sun here to my right hand side of the camera. These tomatoes are going to grow up and they're going to start to protect the leafy greens from behind, to protect from that hot summer afternoon sun. We've also got some leeks here in front, some silver beet and lettuce, so we're going to stagger those down likewise as well to protect from this hot afternoon sun that's going to come in here from the right hand side. And then over in this other side over here, we've got some kale that we're going to group here right in front, and then we've got some sugarloaf cabbage, and then also some broccoli that we're going to be getting in the ground here now. Spacing them apart, I think that's going to fill that whole garden bed there nicely. We're not going to have any other room for seeds. I was a little bit optimistic. I thought we had more space than what we do. Looks like we might be adding in another garden bed sometime soon. Right, so in each hole that I'm going to be planting, I'm going to be putting in a small handful of some of my own worm castings that I brought with me from home. So basically just going to put a little handful in here in each hole, plonk them in and push around. All right, it's late evening now, close to 8 o'clock. Did take us a while. We're just finishing watering all the plants in here now, and we're going to do a liquid feed in with that Charlie carp. So yeah, didn't end up getting any space left to put some seed in. I was really underestimated how many seedlings we had here. So as you can kind of see, we've done the proper spacing apart. Lee's just watering them all in here now. So we've got the beans here in front, tomatoes behind, got 2 rows of the silver beet, 2 rows of leeks, got some lettuce over the back here getting a nice drink in, which is hopefully gonna, yeah, I'm about to get a drink as well. And yeah, hopefully the idea is as these plants over this side grow up taller, they should shade this lettuce here. And we've got the zucchinis and the squash and the corn up all in the back corner over there. And then here we've got, yeah, the couple of kale, had a couple of leftover leeks here in front, 2 rows of broccoli here in front on this side, whole row of 14 Apollo tomatoes, and then up the back here, the sugarloaf cabbage. So that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. I'll do regular updates, maybe weekly updates on the progress, on the growth. I've got to look at getting some more dried grass from around the area now to really thickly, heavily mulch and insulate